very much. Hi everybody. It's nice on a day like today to be in a room filled with so much positivity and possibility, so I'm really grateful for it. My name is Maeve Fitzgerald. I'm 33. I'm from the Northside and I'm an actor. I've lived in Kilbarrack and in Bayside and in Baldoyle and in Meath. And I tried to live on the south side for a while, but we didn't get on. So. Now, I know we're all trying to avoid having drama in our lives, and that is very understandable, but sometimes a little bit of drama isn't such a bad thing. Now, what do I mean by drama? Now, I want to separate the term drama from hassle, or from being famous in the movies or the West End. So, drama and theatre, as we know them now, first evolved in ancient Greece, okay? And they first started off as kind of like a religious ritual. And they quickly evolved to become a necessary tool that their society used to satisfy a human need that's within us all. And that is to tell the truths that we otherwise can't tell. So by hiding behind masks, whether it be the physical mask that they actually used in Greek theatre, or in the masks that we know as a character that we might play, we can tell stories that we otherwise might not have the ability or the bravery to tell. So corruption, power, love, jealousy, they were all universal themes that were evident in the first recorded plays from that time. Drama was used as a form of expression and exposure, using the power of the story or the fable or the allegory to make sense of the world around us and to take ownership of the shared human experience. So what does all this have to do with us here on the North Side? What does drama have to offer to young people today who literally have the world at their fingertips? Simple. Self-expression and self-confidence. So a quick Google search of drama schools in Dublin yields 17 results on the south side and 10 on the north side. Of the 6 third-level institutions that the most theatrical professionals come from today in Dublin, one of them is on the north side. I broke down the biggest cast that I was in, like a cast of 20, and putting aside the people from the countryside, 9 of us were from the south side and 2 were from the north side. Now, these statistics don't need elaboration, they speak for themselves. That we simply do not have the same opportunities for young people on this side of the river to explore the benefits of drama. Now, several colleagues who work in the arts and are from the north side have echoed this theme, that they've managed to carve out careers for themselves in the arts in spite of, rather than because of, being from the north side. Now, there are support schemes that are in place now, and this is slowly improving, but it'll be interesting to see what great work that this yields in the future, but I want to talk about it now. Now, not everybody who does drama wants, or rather needs, to be an actor. But the holistic benefits of drama far outstretch the dramatic arts themselves. A friend of mine who teaches speech and drama has told me of the simple yet life-altering effects that it's had on her students. She has watched children who literally have been too shy to speak their own name in front of their peers blossom into young people who are literally chomping at the bit for their voices to be heard. Taking part in part-time courses in the Gaiety School of Acting when I was a young teenager gave me, a very, very shy child, the confidence to make decisions about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And it helped me to recognise that the hierarchy of secondary school, where I was certainly not one of the glossy girls, was temporary, and that there were other possibilities beyond those occasionally repressive walls. It's not just that drama is for those of us who feel that we don't fit in. It's for those of us who feel occasionally that our voices aren't being heard. In short, it is for everybody. And drama for children should be a safe space. It enables children to articulate the inarticulable, and that is difficult to articulate. It can be a magical space where the rarest of rare things is true. Whatever you create, it is impossible to get it wrong because it's yours. How would having easier access to this have benefited me growing up on the north side before I reached my teens and before I was allowed into town? Simple. I would have reached these conclusions sooner. I would have read more. I would have mixed more. I would have dipped my toes outside my comfort zone more. As an only child, I made up a lot of stories in my head, and my parents broke up when I was 7, and like an awful lot of kids, I partly blamed myself for that. But having speech and drama classes available to me would have somehow enabled me to explore and make sense of what was going on inside me. But there were none in Kilbarrack, and my parents didn't drive at the time. Now, I can only speak from my experience. Would I have been a happier child if I had space to create stories with other children? Yes. We need to give children on this side of the city more space and freedom to explore this, and it has never been more important than now. Snapchat, Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram are all blinkering young people's views of the world. The world now exists in a screen that's 2.5 by 4.3 inches. And from an early age, children are exposed to what societal and peer pressures dictate that they should be, not what they are. Now, nobody looks up anymore. And I'm as guilty of this as anybody. But it would be very naive to think that this is not having an effect on the imaginations of our children. This is why we need a place where phones and self-consciousness are put aside, even for an hour, and children are told, okay, this is your space to dream, and to turn your dreams into stories. And none of those stories are wrong, because your stories are enough, because you are enough. If young people aren't given the opportunity to fly beyond the bounds of what social media dictates to them, we can forget about churning out the Liam Cunninghams and the Brendan Gleesons and the Roddy Doyles and the Damien Dempseys. There is beauty and inspiration all around us on the north side. We have the nicest coastline, we have the best Georgian architecture, we have the 2 best theatres, we have the main music venue, we have the main sports venue. We should be the ones who fill them. The great work that Dublin Youth Theatre and the Billy Barry School and our other Northside drama schools are doing should be more locally available, but not everybody can afford fees. So approach organisations like the Northside Partnership and community centres, community leaders, even politicians, and ask for an investment, because an investment in children's confidence and creativity is an investment in the future of this country. We are known globally as the great storytellers of the world. Wouldn't it be an amazing testament to the already well-established resilience of the Irish nature if, in spite of the digital age, we were still able to produce the creative and brave minds that ensure that, in spite of our size, we globally still bat with the big boys of literature, art, music and drama. But that responsibility does not lie with somebody else. It starts with us in our communities, and it's up to us to see the value of giving a child a voice through creativity. How can a child who's being bullied at school articulate the pain of being singled out when all he wants to do is fit in? How can a child make sense of the muddled up feelings that come with the simple yet often traumatic experience of simply growing up? Giving children the chance to play and let go is damage limitation. It's through play and creativity that children make sense of things. Now, it's not going to solve all of our societal problems by any means, but it's a step in the right direction in dealing with where we are as a nation and what impact and residue that will leave on our children. We all have the it'll be grand mentality, when it mightn't actually be grand at all. If we give our children a space to play, where their games and confusions and joys and fears and dreams can be played out in a safe space, the world for them becomes a much less scary place, and they can go on into adulthood knowing that being themselves is an okay thing to be. Now, I'm proud to be a Northsider, and we're as well able to be just as conscious of the value of creativity in our children's lives as our friends on the other side of the river. And I don't mean drama, I mean art, music, dancing, anything that gets the right brain juiced up. I'm nearly finished. So talk to your school, to your children's school or your local community centre or library, bring a drama teacher in once a week. And it doesn't have to break the bank. €3, 30 students, would more than cover the cost of an hour or two's work. All you need is a venue, a qualified and of course Garda vetted drama teacher and some willing participants. Bring your kids to plays. Trust me, it is way more exciting than the cinema. If you don't want to go into town, we have the Viking Theatre just down the Clontarf. And for those of you whose kids are already in speech and drama, believe me, you have made an invaluable investment in your child's future and self-expression. They might know it now, but they will thank you for it. And it doesn't have to stop with kids. Grown-ups need a chance to play as well. An hour or so a week of letting go of the desk, the phone, the car, the family can renew your relationship with yourself. So let's just give it a go here on the north side, and let's have a little bit of drama in our lives. Thank you very much.